They tried injuring you on purpose, and you saw it with your own two eyes. That was your angels warning you and letting you know. You have to trust how you feel when you're around certain people, because there are those out there who will covertly try to harm you. A lot of things that deceptive people do are low key. A lot of things that deceptive people do are underlying. All right. A lot of things that people do are just plain dirty. People will try to suggest or hint at trying to hurt you. All right. They will suggest that they've been trying to hurt you. There will be some hints that this person was trying to cause you some type of damage. A lot of these people do this on purpose and try to make it seem like it's an accident. When you have someone that is doing something to irritate you, but it's coming off as a situation where you almost got hurt, that's a setup. No one is trying to get on your nerves and hurt you at the same time. It's not possible. If someone is doing something by accident, they don't have time to be getting on your nerves at the same time. There are freak accidents. God forbid. We pray against them daily. Ask that we get covered and protected. But then you'll have those incidences and those situations where you can see right through a person. And you can tell that that was meant to cause you some type of harm. And there are more situations like this. I remember being a child where I was standing at the bus stop and I was as fresh as can be. It was when Lil Bow Wow came out. Everybody was playing basketball. There's playing basketball. And it was the time that Ludacris came out. I got my twin Glock phonies roll out. Stop that roll and roll out. I had my baby blue on. I had my braids. I had some fresh Air Force Ones on. You know. Shout out to the caregivers. Shout out to the people that were taking care of me at that particular time. All right, my dear old parents. You know, my dear youthful parents that were taking care of me and making sure that I had the things that I need, that I was presentable. And my parents had worked hard for those clothes to make sure I had some nice clothes on my back and some nice shoes on my feet to start the school year out with. You know, they weren't going to have their child looking bad. But looking back on it, a lady let her dog run up to me, and I should have kicked that dog because she allowed a mistake to happen, which was no mistake at all. She let her dog run up on me with his dirty paws, probably after just taking a dump. Probably after just taking a dump. because, humans can't really control what dogs do. Dog's going to do what a dog's going to do. But I should have controlled what that dog did to me that day and kicked it in the face. But she let her dog run up on me and put his paws on my brand new clothes and dirty up my brand new clothes because I was looking too good and I was looking too clean for her liking because she was some old woman with some hate in her heart. And she had to see the day ruined of a nice, young, clean person. So that devil let that dog run up on me. And for my love of animals and for my good spirit, I didn't kick that dog in the face. Because I just didn't have that in me. But I should have kicked that dog in the face. So there are instances where people will do things to cause an injury. Injure you, whether it be physical, whether it be mental, whether it be spiritual. There are people who will do things to try to cause you pain and then act like they did nothing at all. But luckily, I'm not a sociopath and I didn't kill that dog because I love animals and also love people. So I was able to find it in my young heart to forgive that woman. And I said to myself, even at that age, 11, 10, told myself, I said, you know what? I said, God is going to handle this. And that was just one incident early on to where a person tried to cause me harm and act like they didn't do anything. There are several people that do things to try and hurt you, but act like they're doing nothing at all. All right, there will be people who, and this is why I made the video about chosen ones being careful in parking lots. Everybody need to be careful in a parking lot. But I couldn't blame you for turning a blind eye if a narcissist get ran over. Anyway, I take that back. No, if you see someone about to get harmed, make sure you let them know and you say something. Unless that person is running away from hurting someone, then you let fate take its course. All right, you see someone trying to chase after someone with a bloody knife or a gun, and that person is about to get hurt. Don't say anything to them, but if you see a person that is causing someone harm and like physically about to hurt someone, you just let nature take its course. But anyway, this is why you should be careful in parking lots, because I had a person try to run me over and the back of their license plate said KKK after I found out. I'm like, I didn't connect any dots like that because I purposely try not to think like that because it's just too damaging and too stressful for a person's mind to constantly be on alert for negative things. But there are certain things that are negative and evil that people just need to be aware of. It's not something that you fixate your mind on, but it's something that you just, you deal with and you leave it alone and you go back to living your life. So this person tried to run me over and act like they didn't see me coming. And then they just drove off like they didn't see me at all. I banged on the back of their car, smacking on the back of their car because this person's backing up. And I'm just trying, luckily I got out of the way in enough time. If not, this person probably would have hurt me and then acted like it was a mistake. People do not do things to irritate you and try to hurt you at the same time and then act like it's a mistake. All right, there will be people who will get in their car and will get close to you, oddly enough, to try to scare you, intimidate you, startle you. That's what these things are for. These things are there to startle you. These things are there to hurt you. These things are there to cause you problems. All right. So they tried injuring you on purpose, and you saw it with your own two eyes. All right, there have been people who have tried to cut me All right, the one time I was doing dishes and a person walked past me with a tub of broken glass. This person tried to run past me fast, and then they asked me if they cut me. No one's going to try to cut you and then ask you, did they cut you, unless they're trying to injure you on purpose. So you have to be aware of your surroundings when you're around quote unquote haters, because people will try to cause you harm and do things to you and act like they didn't do anything at all. I didn't cut you on purpose. Why would I do that? They'll have this whole alibi. They'll get out of trouble and it'll just be you versus them. So you have to be aware. You have to pay attention, because if you're not paying attention, that's when they'll try to get you. When you're not paying attention, that's when they'll try to hurt you. So you have to stay on point when you're around people who do not like you. All right, no enjoying yourself around people who don't like you. It's war when you're around people at certain places, jobs, when you step out of your apartment, when you're out in your neighborhood. Sometimes it's war. In terms of protecting yourself by being aware of your surroundings and making sure you get back to where you're going safe and sound. Because they would love nothing more than to try and make it so you can't go back to living your normal life like they saw you before you met them. All right, there are those that want to try to cause irreversible injury. There are those who want to see something happen to you. And you've seen the Truman Show. They even set up accidents. Sometimes even these accidents you think just randomly happen, some of those are set up to try and take you out. So you have to pray. You have to ask God to always watch over you, to always keep you safe, because you don't know what these demonic forces have in store for you. They might be tired of you not reacting. They might be tired of your growth, seeing you smile every time they're trying to cause you to be frustrated and upset, because you've grown past their bullshnish now. You've grown past all the bullshnish. So it's like, how can we get to this person? Oh, I know, let's kill them. How can we get to this person? Let's intimidate them. Let's frighten them. Let's create a near-death experience. They'll do whatever it takes to get that reaction. And when you sense someone trying to take your life or harm you, it's like it's almost impossible to not give a reaction unless you've already trained your mind not to do that. That's why they'll step it up and kick it up a notch, to where they'll try and do things to where you can't put the blame on them for it, but they're able to get over by doing it. They're able to make it look like, I didn't do that. I didn't try to hurt him. I didn't try to hurt her. What are you talking about? And then, they'll lie. They'll create a story. So and so is crazy. I've been working here for almost 20 years. Why would I hurt the new guy? I'm not throwing away my job for him. He just got here. What could he possibly have done to me to make me feel that way? And like, these are the real crazy people. You've been at a job for almost 5-10 years and you're upset because of somebody being liked more than you. This is why these little love situations or I like you situations at work aren't really productive, because it's always some psychopath person that is in the corner, fantasizing over somebody. And it's like, you think you're just getting a coffee in the break room. You think you're just cracking a joke with this person. You think you're just talking about work. Somebody is over there upset, mad at you because you took their wife, you took their husband from them, you took their friend from them, you took their everything from them. Some of y'all are so fly, they think you coming in that job to take every girl. Some of y'all ladies are so fly, they think you coming into that job to steal all the men's. Steal all the men's. All right, they call you all the men's, because wherever you go, you get all the men's. So they mad at you and hating on you. I won't tell you what they called me, but it ain't pretty. Have you seen Boondocks? Have you seen Boondocks? Whatever they called their grandpa, that's what they called me. And the word starts with a B and ends with a S. And they called me that. Hey, it rhymes with itches. All right, yeah, they called me itches at certain places and certain jobs. Hey, itches. And I ain't talking about because of, a little dermatitis. I ain't talking about a little dry skin. I ain't talking about a little psoriasis. I ain't talking about nothing more serious than that either. All right, but we talking about the female dog word. Okay, you ain't gonna flag my channel or get me messed up. I remember somebody was making fun of one of my videos or something. They said he's afraid to curse, or he's afraid, like, I mean, it's just about being put politically correct for the women that watch my channel. If whatever I need to say when I need to say it, it will be said. But in this particular case, I don't really feel the need to say it. So I'm just gonna do me. But you need to keep doing you, even though that is the reason why you get so much hate in the first place. But some of these people will take their hate to another level. All right, some of them will take their hate to a point to where it's like they let a demon, they let the jealousy, the envy, the hate, they let that take over them. And now their spirit has been compromised because they've engulfed themselves in so much demonic energy and evil and negativity that now they've been taken over. You know how you get closer to God and you become possessed by the Holy Spirit? People start speaking in tongues. People start feeling so close to God. It's the same thing with these demons. They get so much close to the devil that they become one. You get so close to God that you become him. You become like him. Your ways are not his ways. So that's why you have to make your ways his ways. You have to draw yourself close to him so he could draw himself close to you. But they tried injuring you on purpose. All right. They hate you because you're beautiful. They hate you because you're handsome. They hate you because you're fly. You're cool. They hate you because you look good or you're smart or you have a nice car or you work out. You stay at the gym all the time. They hate you because you eat right. You want to be healthy. That's a sin to some people. How dare you eat vegetables and greens when all I eat is donuts and cakes and pies, making me look bad. How dare you? How dare you? All right, they tried to injure you on purpose, but tried to act like that's not what they did. You don't know how many people have tried to do something to you and then tried to cover it up and being naive and unaware. Oh, okay, fine. Yeah, it's no problem. That person was trying to take your damn head off your shoulders. But luckily, God takes care of babies and fools. So whenever we've been foolish, luckily God had our back. All right, and also the fool is when you look at metaphysics and esoteric studies, the fool is the smartest one. That's why they show him juggling. Juggling actually enhances your mind and it turns you into a genius, because a smart person, in order to be able to juggle, you have to be able to use certain reflexes, certain quickness, certain abilities of your mind. It's not just juggling, it's deeper than that. Sometimes whatever you have an interest in, check out the science of it, check out the study of it, check out what it means to be able to do a certain thing and how it affects you psychologically and mentally, maybe even physically. All right, but these people have tried to hurt us and tried to act like there was nothing they tried to do. Some of the times where we got sick and our stomach was upset, people probably poisoned our food. We're blessed to be alive. This is why a friend of mine just reminded me, a good friend of mine, but you always have to pray over your food. You always have to pray over your food. Somebody might not like who you're out with. Y'all energy might be too strong. You might be dressed too nice. They might not like what y'all look like together. They might not like how y'all pulled up together. All right, you out with some people. They may not like how y'all living y'all best life and look like y'all dipped in butter from head to toe, flossing, dripping. They may not like that. It's a new world today. Certain people aren't trying to be held down anymore by the ways of the old world. A lot of people are doing things for themselves, stepping into business for themselves, educating themselves, financially freeing themselves, using their time wisely like they're supposed to. But there are some strangers, there are some random people. All right, there are some people out there that will try to hurt you on purpose. All right, sometimes, like when you're around people that don't like you, I know you may feel paranoid, but that may be your intuition. All right, that may be your angels trying to let you know. All right, when people say you're paranoid, but you sense a hint of evil on them, make sure you just stay on point and keep how you feel to yourself. Because if you let them know, they may try to be a little bit sneakier with it. And they may resort to, poisoning. They may resort to, trying to chemical warfare. This one guy had a doctor. I mean, a doctor was trying to poison his neighbors. The people kept wondering why they kept getting sick. But a whole doctor, somebody that's supposed to be taking care of people, someone that you trust with your grandmother, your child, your pet, your baby, your husband, your wife, your brother, your family, like someone you trust with you. This is someone that's supposed to be working for us, working for the people, but instead they're trying to poison us because for whatever reason he was so sociopathic and narcissistic that he felt he needed to take his neighbor out. And this was a doctor. The people who drive sports cars, go golfing on the weekends, possibly even a golfing tournament, maybe some creme brulee brunch, maybe some quiche, some spinach, drinks with the pinky up. Like these are fancy people, but you still felt the need to go out and try and kill your neighbor. But luckily they kept getting sick and they didn't die, and they were able to go to the hospital and find out that this concoction, this cocktail he put together is only would only be able to be put together by someone who either knows how to do it or someone who works around these types of chemicals. And they pinpointed it down to someone that lived near them. It was their neighbor, their doctor neighbor, huh? It's like that cartoon Dr. Barber. I think it was Finn and Jake, or Flapjack and Knuckles or something like that. Yeah, Flapjack and Knuckles with that big whale. It was that time era, about 2010, 2011, when that cartoon was jumping. But people will try to hurt you and act like they did nothing. People will try to hurt you and act like they didn't. All right. People will try to stab you in the back or in the front. And when you catch them with the knife, they'll be like, what? Not me. So go off your intuition, trust your intuition. If you get the vibe to leave a place, leave. If you get the vibe to not go to a place, don't go. I don't care if it's work. I don't care if it's your grandmother's funeral. I don't care whatever it is. God forbid, I hope your grandmother is alive and youthful and living her best life. But where I'm just putting emphasis on, it could be your little cousin's first birthday party. If you get the inkling or the intuition or your intuition and your spidey senses boop, 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 start going off and you get told not to go, don't go. Don't go. All right. If you feel that, you know what, maybe I should stay home from work today. Something doesn't feel right. Don't go. That's your higher self trying to warn you. All right. God already knows what's going to take place. God already knows what's going to happen. When you wake up that day, God knows everything that's going to happen that day. So you might want to listen to that higher power, that higher version of yourself that is like, hey, don't you do it. All right, because there are those out there who set traps. There are those out there who are trying to hurt us. There are those out there who don't want to see us win or make it back the way we left. All right, there's no telling what a jealous spirit can come up with, and you don't want to have any part of that, and you don't want to be partaking in that, and you don't want to have it happen to you. Because a person that is that jealous, that is to the point to where they're trying to injure you but trying to act like they're not, that's dangerous. That person's plotting and scheming, and you need to be careful and stay prayed up. I'll see you in the next one. Always be aware of your surroundings and trust your intuition. Peace.